Let me ask you a question. How many of you guys watching have watched a Unicum play and tried to imitate what he does or where he goes, but it's never worked out for you? You've gone there, you've done what he did, but you just got killed like you do in the other games. Well, why do you think that is? Well, I believe it's because Unicums understand the details and the subtleties of the game that the inexperienced and the lower level players don't. So when you try to imitate what they do, you do not fully understand what they're doing and therefore get yourself into trouble. I teach the basics on my YouTube channel. I've found I've had good results in the past watching games of yellow and green players that play good games, Unicum level games, because they are players like you and me that are just having a good game. And more often than not, it's that genuine good game, that sort of tip that we're after. In this game, it's a member of mine, Fubsy. He came to my community as a 600 W18 player. He's got an overall of over 800 now, it's a good improvement. However, gets a massive score of over 3,300 W18 in this game. That brings me to my next point. I always say that everyone's a Unicum. Every single person that plays this game is a Unicum, but some players play at elite Unicum level more often than others. You might have one Unicum game in a month or one in a week. You might have one in every other game. The goal is to try and replicate what you do in them games to get that score. And let's look how Fubsy takes this battle on in a T32 heavy tank to secure his Unicum level score. Hello ladies and gents, I am Sir Havoc and welcome to this gameplay tutorial. Now this week there's a little bit of a difference. Well, one, we're in a heavy tank and not a light, and two, it's not me playing. This is a game by one of our members called Fubsy. Fubsy has been with us since the end of December 2014, so about 7 months. He was a low down in the 600 W18 player overall when he got to us, and now he's managed to grind that up to over 800, I think 860 odd W18 overall. And recently playing, you know, some good games. I will show you a clip of his score for the last week. It's going quite well for him. But yeah, so I wanted to go through, because Fubsy gave me this replay and he highlighted some of the lessons that he'd done in training rooms with me earlier on and lessons from the videos. So you can see straight away he's in a T32. Its strengths are its ability to go hold down very well, its turret. Okay, so this is a natural place where he's heading to. He's looked on the mini-map, he's seen there's a bit of a spread, but the road is weak over to the east. So he's going to go down here with these guys and see if he can push through here. And this is a nice little place for a T32. There's lots of places where you can go hold down. So let's see where he goes. So you can see now Fubsy's opting to go up the top rather than the bottom road, which is not a bad idea at all. It's coming up to this corner here, and presumably he's going to be using his turret to go hold down and to hold the people off. Now you can see that there's 3 artillery on the enemy team, and he needs to be careful of that because he's not arty safe here. He puts a shot in and unfortunately he does hit the spaced arm of the IS-6, so he doesn't get the penetration that he was after. Apologies for the baby spaz in the background there. So here we go, he's poking again to see what he can see. Now he's proceeding with caution here, which isn't a bad idea, because you know up there the tanks can just be sat there 1 minute and you try to get to that middle rock and then it don't work out, and his patience pays off. So now you can see he's got an IS-6 and 2 Tiger 2s, and I don't know if you noticed there, but a big artillery shot just come down. So Fubsy made a particular mention at how he was keeping on the move to dodge the arty, nicely positioning the penetrating shot into the Tiger 2's cupola there. And you see how far he pulls back. He's really wanting to get out of the way of that enemy's artillery shot. That's another arty shot that's come down there, and now he pulls forward for his next shot. He aims it in and makes it count. Good job, Fubsy. Again, pulling right back. Notice how the Churchill is not pulling back and now the Churchill is dead. That's kind of what happens if you don't get out of the way where arty's going to fire. Doesn't manage to make his next shot count, because right now he has to fire quick. If he sits there for too long, he's going to get shot by the arty, so he can't really afford to hang about in that location. You can see the shots just come down on from the Hummel, and now he's immobilised. He's detracked at the moment. He cannot pull back. Now his track's fixed and he's pulling back again. Sitting there for that bit too long allowed them arties to aim in. One missed him and the Panther hit him for 432, and here he makes a really good decision. So the difference between a good player and a not good player is the bad player would have stayed there, okay, butting his head up against a brick wall, taking shots from the RT. Fupsley got tracked by one artillery piece. He dodged the RT before that, and then he's got walloped by one, and now he decides that he needs to relocate. So relocation is the name of the game for him right now. He needs to get up there to support his teammates, because they've got an IS-6 and 2 Tiger 2s up there. A lot of people are on bad health, but we just saw a Centurion on his way round. He's leaving the Tiger 2 for them guys, and he's moving forward now to take on this Centurion. Managed to get the Centurion to deflect. Now I'm presuming Fabs has got XVM, so we can see the Centurion is a red player. The Centurion's only doing 144 damage, so it looks like he might have the stock gun there. When in actual fact by the XVM you can see that he has got the stock gun there. So this is enabling Fubsy to be extra aggressive. Gets a nice lucky ammo rack on the Centurion, dispatching him. So what's Fubsy done so far? He's decided that he's Strong's weakest on a certain part of the map. He's moved along there, put some shots in. He's done a good job at dodging artillery fire. He's chose at the right time to relocate, enabling him to kill the IS-6, stopping the IS-6 from doing any more damage to his teammates, and now he's just dispatched the Centurion. So now he's moving forward on the cap, and it's looking not bad for his team as it goes. However, the enemy does have some good players on their team. 2 greens and 1 blue. Now there's a moment back there, I don't know if you noticed it, just as Fubsy shot the Centurion. He shot the Centurion, he pulled back, and then he went forwards. The reason he did that is because of the artillery again. So he's spotted there, he pulled backwards, he went forwards, and I don't know if you noticed, but the RT just shot in front of him. That pull back and go forward is what saved him from that artillery shot. And it's a really good habit to be in, to do an unpredictable movement after an engagement. You know, whether you just quickly move to one side or the other, quickly pull back, because them artillery guys, that you know, they're guessing where you're going to go, and if you can do something unpredictable, there's going to be a less of a chance of that happening. So we can see the AMX CDC, that's an allied CDC, is coming up. Fubsy's going on cap. The enemy Cromwell, the blue player, is full life, and he's going towards our cap. The 2 artillery pieces are vulnerable there. Fubsy's pinging the CDC, and he's just sat on the cap now, presumably waiting for the CD to pop over. But the CDC has just been spotted by the artillery. And this means that soon the Allies are going to have 2 on base. So now the friendly CDC is going back to defend the base. So far, with 2,570 damage that we know of, 3,400 WN8. It's a good, strong, solid game. This is not the best game in the world, guys. But some of you, well, the majority of you guys that are watching this are, you know, are red, orange and yellow players. And what I learn, I'm a visual learner. I learn through watching what people do right. Sometimes when you just show people what Unicums do, it doesn't necessarily help, because us lower level players don't have the full understanding of the game as some of the Unicums. So some of the subtleties of what they do with their tanks escape us. And what that means is we try to imitate that, but don't understand what they're really doing, so we just get owned. So what I find with the guys that I teach at What Uni is it's best to show them a good game from not a Unicum level player, someone A good game that's good for obvious reasons. Nice little shot down into the Cromwell there. So 2 versus 1 scenario now. Obviously makes his shot count against the CDC, and the Cromwell looks to be coming around to his right hand side. Now, Fubsy's been in training sessions and games with me too long to know that if he sees me going to that side, that's the actual side I'm going to be popping up. And he actually says that when this was happening, he was aiming to one side, and then he guessed that in actual fact the Cromwell would come up to a different area. So the Cromwell's got everything to gain, the win and a top gun. Obviously the Cromwell's got his work cut out for him because he needs to hit that tank, well, at least 4 times. Fubsy just needs to hit him the once. He pops out to the left just as was expected. Now a nice little auto aim snapshot there, a right click left click I call it. You just put a right click, the moment it gets on that left click, and he got away with it. So put your hand up, who can tell me what was so amazing about that game? What was so outstanding about Fubsy's performance that I had to put it on my YouTube channel to show you guys? Well, the truth is nothing. He just played a really solid game. He missed some shots, Unicums do. He bounced some shots, they do that too. He assessed his game and he made his choices, and he made the right ones. He made the shots count where they must, and he made the decisions when he should. And that is the basics of that level gameplay you need to grasp. Don't worry about where Quickie Baby goes and what he does, because Quickie Baby plays at that level game every time, most of the time. He's a brilliant player, as is Circumflex and a lot of the other guys we watch on Twitch. But you need to do something a bit different, because until you get to that level, you need to hold your own and still grasp a better score. And how I would recommend you do that is by learning the basics, learning when to make the right calls, learn when to make the right shots, and push and take advantage of certain scenarios in the game, just like Fubsy did there. And when you can start playing a less than a outstanding game, but a bit more than an ordinary game, and getting them purple scores, they're the sort of games that you'll be able to churn out time and time again. So good game, Fubsy, well played, mate. Let's go on to the post-game stats. 8 tanker badge here, guys. We've got Fire for Effect, Demolition Expert, Fighter, Spotter, Duelist, and Hand of God. We also got a High Caliber. As you can see, Fubsy got 3,377 damage, 5 kills, and a base XP of 1,282. That's a real good score for his level. Also worth mentioning is Geronimo in the AMX CDC on the enemy side for 3,317, and Massa 098 on the enemy side, the Cromwell, with 5 kills, 2,959. Fubsy got a whopping 1,365 damage due to assistance, and he blocked 1,160 hit points using his armour. Great job, mate. Right, don't go away, guys. As always, there's links coming up to my videos now. Why not watch one of them? Thank you for tuning in, and I would really appreciate it if you got something from this, if you would like and subscribe. It keeps the channel healthy. Thank you very much. Bye bye for now.